What do you hope Spurs Nation is dreaming about right now? What's really the target for Spurs for the rest of the season? Can this team win the league? My next guest is a gent who always brings so much needed optimism to this world every time he steps on the field. Now, in his 9th season in North London, he's banged in over 100 goals, won the Premier League Golden Boot, all while being more likeable than the entire cast of Ted Lasso combined. Now he's the captain of Ange Postecoglou's new-look Spurs side. Their free-flowing, buccaneering football has led them to the best ever start in the Premier League season. It's a pleasure to welcome back Son Heung-min.
Hello, look, you right?
Oh, mate, let's go back to June. Spurs appoint Big Ange Postecoglou, bandit healer in human form, as the new head coach, bringing him in after back-to-back title-winning seasons at Celtic. Take us into your first meeting with Ange. When was it? What was his message? And what was your first impression of him?
To be honest, I saw him the very first time in Australia in the preseason. The meeting was just fantastic. I mean, he just wanted to play the way he want to play. And he was very clear, we are going to play like this. You just have to follow our style of playing football. So and everybody loves it, the way he talks, the way he handled the players. And that's why we are here. So obviously there is still room improvement, but the meeting, the impression of him was just fantastic and very special. And me and the gaffer has a very special relationship started from 2015. So, yeah.
Ange's team talks at Spurs have already become the stuff of legend because of their humanity and how he uses such relatable examples to spark his teams to life. How have you experienced those speeches inside the changing room? How do they make you feel emotionally, Sonny?
Oh, that's crazy, actually, the way he speaks. And before the game or even the day before, he taking the charge and the meetings and all the speech and then rebreathing. And after the game, we see the clips and the way he talks is just like fantastic. As a human being, as a coach, it is nothing more than that, you know, like just like amazing, you know, like I'm 31 years old. I think like I learned many things before, and then as a human being, I feel like, yeah, I have enough. But since when he arrives, I still feel like, wow, I'm still a child, you know, like he gives so much advice, you know. And
like what, Sonny? What stuck with you of what he said?
No, he just like the way he speaks, just like my hearts are bouncing, you know. I just want to go out there and play for him and play for this club. I feel like he's just part of my family, you know, the way he speaks, you know, which is just everybody feel the same, you know. When he took the meetings and everyone just have to agree, you know, because he's not wrong, you know. He's been always right, you know, and he never lied. He tell always the truth, and it is just fantastic feeling and very emotional.
I love that image of your heart bouncing. Your heart has made so much joy to all of us who are watching. Ange must have just black belt skills. And one of his earliest decisions was to select a new team captain. Sonny, when he told you that you'd have that responsibility, that you wear the armband, what qualities do you think or do you hope he saw in you? And what kind of a captain are you trying to be?
To be honest, he never told me before. He never told me before at all. So I think probably you knew that story. We had a meeting in the morning that day, and then everybody was there, and then every social media team was there in the meeting room. So then I was like, why they're here? So, and then certainly he just announced, yeah, we will announce the new captain, it's Sonny, and then I just have to give a speech. And then I was most of the nervous time I ever had. And it was all the players, I always face them. Normally it should be easy, but in front of everybody, the speech was the hardest part for me. But as I said before, I think he saw me from 2015 as a player, as a human being, and he saw me in a very, very good positive way, which is I'm very grateful. And as a captain, I don't want to be special, you know. I'm not the guy I want to look fancy or I want to look special. I want to wear the armbands. I'm not the type of the guy. I just want to be a good example because we have such a young group of the players and young group of age. And as a young player, you always follow the captain of your teams, you know. If you have good image of the clubs, the player will follow in a good way, you know, which is very important to me.
You've already developed an incredible relationship with James Maddison, who brought his Roman Roy haircut and his Elvis Presley playlist from Leicester this summer. And you've said about him, for a couple of years, we needed this kind of player to create chances, make passes, which is very important. And he's gelled alongside you so quickly. Can you talk about what it's like to play alongside James Maddison? What goes through your mind as you two attack with Vulcan mind meld style?
I had a similar type of player like Maddison. I'm not comparing with Harry with Maddison, but the way H was dropping was similar. Maddison was giving the pass for ball, and H is obviously fantastic striker, fantastic number 10. He can pass the ball, he can score also the goal. But after Christian Eriksen left the club, we didn't have a kind of player who can make a final decision, final passes. And H did a couple of years in a row. But soon as when Maddison comes, you could see the Spurs needed a player like him. And obviously he's settling really well. He works really hard to be a big part of this club. And he's just shining boy, he's just star boy. I'm just very glad to have this kind of player. And then I was a big fan when he was still at Leicester. And I still remember that after Leicester game, I went to him. He said, "What a player. You're a fantastic player." And he really appreciated it, which is, I'm type of guy when I see someone that I like him and I just have to say it, like something, Maddison was that type of a player. And as soon as he went and signed for us, he was one of the very happiest guy in the world.
One of the sights of the season, watching you join Madders after he scores at the corner flag and just throwing that imaginary dart side by side in his signature style. Is that something you speak about or you do in training, like a great MC guesting on another's track? Or is it just happen in the moment? How does it even come about?
It's just building a special relationship. I mean, me and Maddison just know each other 3 months, 4 months now, but you just want a great thing, special build up, special relationship, me and him, because on the pitch, off the pitch, we are good friends, so I just want to do everything together with him, which is very grateful. Having, player like him or friend like him, it is unusual as a football pitch, and then I'm very happy to playing alongside to him.
Recently, a post-match interview went viral because just how respectfully you put down a microphone. Can you explain mentally, Sonny, how you switch from your humble, quiet self to the elite, fierce, ruthless competitor that leads the line at Tottenham?
Yes, still, to be honest, I don't know what was that. With the microphone, because everybody was talking about that, couldn't believe what's going on, because this is just what I used to do at home, what I used to do at school, what I used to do in the training ground. So I was ashamed when I get so much attention about this. And obviously on the pitch, and it just changes, you don't lose the game or don't lose the challenge. Human being footballers are obviously similar. So it is on the pitch, you just kind of switch on just like that, you just don't want to lose. If you see the opponent I can't just be naive, so just switch on and then go on, boost on, and then try to win as many games as possible.
Tony, we'd love to see you score goals. You've already had 8 on the season. One of the most enjoyable side effects is hearing the South Korean commentators for each goal. They always go viral. And I don't speak Korean, but even I can hear the joy, the pride, the ecstasy which each of your goals brings for your home nation. I don't know if you ever find yourself listening to them after the game, but can you put into words just how much bigger the Premier League's become in Korea because of you, with those fans staying up into the wee hours to watch you play?
Oh, not definitely of me. I'm sure they're not definitely me. Obviously, Premier League is one of the biggest league in the world. So before I even joined, the Premier League is already supporting from everybody. So even in South Korea, the commentator was always going on. So I'm very pleased that everyone is happy for me when I score, when I make a good game. Obviously, yes, and then I take that big responsibility to make them happy. And I just want to make it as long as possible and as many games as possible, because it's a joy for me to see them smile, to see the Korean flag everywhere in the stadium, outside the pitch, and also in the commentator where going a little bit crazy, which is I'm enjoying. And also when I see the fans, they're doing all my celebrations, smile on their face when I play well, which it means a lot. I take a big responsibility to make them as often as possible.
Last question for you, Sonny. Tottenham are off to their best start in the Premier League era. Last time they kicked off a season this strongly, 1960, they ended up winning the league. And Ange has tried to downplay any speculation about the title, saying dreams last as long as they do until someone wakes you up. Sonny, what do you hope Spurs Nation is dreaming about right now? What are your dreams, your goals? What's really the target for Spurs for the rest of the season? Can this team win the league?
I think you still haven't seen our best, I would say. So I'm pretty sure that players are working really hard together to get the best. We don't want to be best, and we want to be special, which is very important. Obviously, to be as special, you have to work hard. You have to be competitor. And I think FA is right. The dreams, you can always dream for yourself, but we are living in the present, So we're working day by day. We're looking game by game. And then we see where we end until end of season. And then we see. Then we can talk about all the past. I don't like to talking about past and the future. So, I'm always stay in the present and stay humble, because there is so many better teams in the Premier League. So we have to work harder than them, and we have to work harder than them and prepare better than them, and we see game by game. This is my goal. This is my dream.
Sonny, you're a beautiful human being. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Courage. Listen to the full version of this podcast and all our podcasts wherever you get your pods. But first, subscribe here for more Men in Blazers videos. And courage.